Hello and welcome back to Justin Talks Villa for another Monday night phone in. How is everybody doing? I'm presuming everybody's absolutely bloody marvellous after yesterday and after what we have been treated to over the last few weeks. Let's forget the go-ahead Eagles game. I think that was just a blip. It's just one of the things, wasn't it? Things happen. That's all that you can say about that. So tonight, Manchester City, talk about it. But the main reason we are all here this evening is we are here to celebrate the main man, the man that has made everything possible at Aston Villa over the last 3 years, the man that has brought us untold happiness. Well, he's brought me untold happiness, to be honest. He's brought me everything I could wish for. Pre-Emery arriving at Aston Villa, I was a bit disillusioned with how things were going, a bit concerned, would we ever reach the heights once again of where we were back in the 80s? I think this man has changed everything. Absolutely everything. And I can't believe 3 years have gone by since he arrived at Aston Villa. It has been a brilliant ride. It has been sensational. It has been everything we could pray it could have been when he arrived through those doors. Better, much better than it could have been. So we are going to celebrate Unai Emery. I just want to know your favourite game, your favourite Emery quote, your favourite thing, picture, goal, celebration, anything. Just tell me how much you love Unai Emery. I think he will probably go down as my favourite ever Villa manager in my time. I think he needs to probably win a trophy, but I think we all praying he could hopefully win a trophy for Villa, because I think that would just top it off, to be honest. Right, we're going to call us straight in. I'm going to try and connect to the roadcaster before I take the call. Right, I know who this is. Let's get him on. Hello. Right, I know who this is. Hello.
Hello, Justin.
Steve, where was you last week? I had people worried about you.
I tried to ring up. I must have rang up 200 times.
You can't. You can't
You're
get the
cutting us
staff.
short, Justin.
I'm sorry,
You're cheating
mate.
us. You're only on for an hour now. You
Yeah.
used to be on for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Right, we'll stay on a bit longer tonight, shall we? Been a special occasion. How are you? You keeping all right?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Right. Let's talk about Emery, because that's the whole reason for tonight's phoning. 3 years. Can you believe it's been 3 years since he's arrived at Villa?
It's been a wonderful 3 years.
It has, hasn't it? I tell you what, I'll ask you. When he arrived, obviously he came with a big reputation. He came with a lot of success, a lot of stuff he'd gone through over the years, and obviously we all prayed he could do something at Villa. But did you really envisage what has happened since he's arrived?
No. I mean, all I knew when he came was he'd won the Europa League 4 times.
Yeah.
That's more or less all I knew. I didn't really follow him when he was at Arsenal. So that's all I knew. But what I did know, he followed Steven Gerrard.
Yes.
So that was a plus.
Well, he didn't have much to follow, did he? Let's put it like that.
No.
The only way was up after Gerrard, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So what was been your favourite moment? Can you give me one of your favourite? I mean, we've had lots and lots and lots. I know loads of really great games, loads of really good wins, loads of amazing goals. What's been your standout for you?
Right. I'll give you what I consider to be his best game first.
Okay.
I think his best game was beating Arsenal 2-0 away. Obviously, his previous team, it really harmed their title chances that year.
Yep.
It enhanced ours to get into the Champions League.
Yeah.
I think that was when we got 4th, that one.
Yep.
So I think that was the best game.
Yeah, well, John,
obviously it was.
John in the comments has said exactly the same as you. He said favourite game 2-0 away at Arsenal. I think that was one of the games where we sort of thought, oh, okay, we can compete then. We are, we all know as Villa fans that we are potentially as big as anything in this country. We know that, and we've underachieved for many, many, many years. And we just needed somebody to come in to believe in us. Because I just think one of Gerrard's biggest faults was he didn't really believe Villa were as big as we could be. I think he just felt historically we were big, but we were always, I think, a stepping stone for Gerrard to try and get to a bigger club in his eyes. Whereas Emery's come in and he's embraced us as a club. He's looked at how big we potentially could be, and he said, we can hit the heights with this club. It's got everything that I need to be as big as anything. And that's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, my favourite Unai Emery moment. Okay, I'll tell you what that is. My favourite Unai Emery moment is yet to come, and that moment will be this season, Justin.
Go on.
The Europa League win,
Mystic Steve.
and
Come on.
I think we can achieve our highest league position as well. So
Nice.
4th or higher this season, and the reason why. Because of the quality and the depth that man has given us.
Yep.
With our squad size now.
I think he's given us this last few weeks, after what was a really disappointing start, he's given us that belief back that, and I think we was all a little bit worried at the start of the season. Then we'd be lying if he wasn't, because none of us foresaw that coming. None of us thought that we were capable of putting in those consistent level of poor performances, and we all sort of thought, oh my God, what's happening here? Something massively rank happened behind the scenes. There's been issues, and they all fell out. But I think what's happened over the last few weeks, especially in the league, with the 5 wins, forget the conference there, I do put that down to a blip. We've all now really felt, you know what, we can be as competitive as we have been over the last few seasons. And look at the league table, how it's concertinaed up. 3 points off
with
second.
3 points. Yeah. 3 points off second.
It's mad. I was talking to my brother today, and he's a big Emery fan. And he's convinced that we could even try and mount a title charge this season.
150 to 1, Justin, at the moment.
Yeah, it's, I know that sounds absolutely bizarre, but you look at, we've we've beaten the last 2 games. We've beaten a resurgent Tottenham, and we've beaten a decent Man City team who were second when we played them. And we go now to the reigning champions on Saturday, which would be another huge test, especially in the form they're in, because they're going to be wanting to not continue that poor form. So they're going to be absolutely gunning for us at the weekend. So if we can navigate that game, who else is there to worry about? Arsenal have never worried me. Now, I might be just,
Exactly,
they don't concern me, Arsenal. Yes, they can beat me, but it's one of them. What do you think? I mean, what's your expectation for leagues? I mean, you've just said that top 4. Do you think?
Well, I've just told you. I think top 4.
Yeah, I think I have to agree.
And the Europa League because of the depth of our squad now and the quality of it. And don't forget, Ollie and Morgan haven't hit top form yet.
Yeah, I mean, we've just got quality all over the pitch, and the nice thing this year is the players that have been historically had a little bit of stick are really coming good, and are sort of, like you say, Ollie, Morgan, players like that. I mean, Yuri Tielemans, double player of the year last year because of injury, obviously hasn't played a lot. And now we've got the likes of Emi Buendia, we've got the likes of Onana, we've got the likes of Matty Cash, are all absolutely excellent. So if we can get Ollie, Rodgers back to his best, I think he's slowly coming back to his best.
He will score goals.
Yeah,
no issues. He will score goals.
If they start sparking and firing, we really are motoring, because you look at the Graham Taylor once said, and I think it was Graham Taylor said, you have to have good partnerships all over the pitch, right? So you have to have good connections in every single area. Yeah. So you look at our partnerships, right? Central defence, Conser Torres, brilliant.
Yeah.
Double pivot recently, Onana, Kamara, brilliant. Right hand side, Cash, McGinn, really good. Left hand side, everywhere we've got good combinations. Cash, Concert, right side of defence. Luca Dean, Torres, left side of defence. There's connections all over the pitch, and they're all playing really well. Emi Martinez, solid as a rock once again yesterday. After the summer he had, I don't know, it's just looking really, really, really good. Did you watch the game yesterday then, Steve?
Oh, I was there.
Good. I'm of course there. You was, yes. Yeah. Was you impressed?
Yeah, I'm always there.
Impressed as
Absolutely.
We all was?
Yeah. I think Thursday night was just a wake-up call on losing the game when we should have won it because of all the missed chances.
Yeah.
I think Unai got it wrong.
Really?
The team he picked. I don't think you're ever going to see Mings and Pau to play together again. That doesn't work.
No, maybe not. I mean, I only disagree because I think we should have won the game, and I think
we should have won the game.
That he picked,
we should have won the game.
Yeah, the 11 that he picked were more than capable, and I think they proved that. I think.
Yeah, and the missed chances. Yeah. If they hadn't wasted them, we'd have won the game easily.
Yeah, and I think weirdly the early goal went against us because I think what happened was it seemed like they just all coasted.
Got complacent.
Yeah, they coasted, and they just literally thought, well, we'll get the second in a minute, and then we'll get the third, and they had that sucker punch for half time. And it, like you say, I think it was a wake up call. I really do. I think they all.
It's a wake up call, and what you're going to find now is at the end of this season, Go Ahead Eagles are going to be so proud that they lost. They beat the eventual winners of this competition.
I hope you're right, Steve.
Just like we were pleased that PSG won the Champions League after we beat them.
Yeah,
we all wanted them PSG to win, didn't we? Because we beat them.
Yeah, and we have had so many. I've had so many really nice messages on my video about the Go Ahead Eagles game from Go Ahead Eagles fans that literally they are absolutely ecstatic what they did. They cannot believe they won that game. That is their highlight of many, many, many seasons. And yes, I know that sort of feeds into this. We should have beat them. We were a much better team than. But I don't know. I just feel fair play to them. I don't know what else I can say. They just rode their luck. Yeah. Scored one fluky goal with a deflection, and then a really well taken goal We fluffed our lines, for whatever reason wasn't up for it, and we got beat.
But
that happens in football, doesn't it?
But I don't think, because of that wake-up call, we will not now lose another game in the whole competition. We might draw some away, Fenerbahce or somebody like that.
Yeah.
But we won't lose another game. In my opinion, we will just go straight through and win this competition.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Now, go on.
No, go on. You carry on.
I was just going to answer some of your other questions.
Go on, mate.
Unai Emery's best signing.
Yes.
I think it will prove to be Pau Torres. Maybe not right now, but when we win the Europa League, as I firmly believe, that team will then go down like the European 82 winners.
Yeah.
In Immortal. And Pau Torres will prove to be one of his best signings.
I don't disagree. I love Pau Torres. You know I love Pau Torres.
Yes.
And I think when I did my predicted lineup for this game at the weekend, I was very, very close to putting Mings in because of that matchup with Haaland, but I didn't. And the reason I didn't was because I thought if you play Onana and Kamara, then Onana can sort of shield that back forward. I've done a one today on Matty Cash's new contract, which is also very, very welcome news.
I saw that, yeah.
And I think having Onana and Kamara there in that shielding role has now released both fullbacks to get forward. And I think that's something that's really, Cash has really it's helped him improve this season. I really do. I think he's been allowed to get forward and obviously 2 goals and that brilliant ball last week to Dean that set up the winner. I think he's just helping him express himself more. And I think when he was just having to sit back and be defensive, which he's decent at, he's brave and he loves to tackle. I think by sort of stopping him getting forward and really helping attacking side of the game, I think he's sort of stunted him. But this season we've seen a different Cash, and I think he fully deserves his new contract.
Oh, he's been fabulous, absolutely fabulous. If I'd have got through last week, I was going to make sure it was the Matty Cash appreciation phone in last week.
Well, you know me, I start the season, the first couple of 3 games, I said, you know what, I'm really, really impressed with Matty Cash. I said it quite a lot, and and I'm really glad he's continued that run going forward. But we've just got a lot of very good players, mate. Right, I've got another call coming in, Steve-O.
Okay, last one then. Last one, because one of your questions was one of his greatest qualities, or whatever his question was. I think it's his obsession to achieve what he wants to realise at the Villa.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that guy sleeps with his laptop under his pillow.
I don't think he sleeps.
And if
that's my honest opinion. I don't think the guy sleeps. Honestly, he's just relentless. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Cheers, Steve.
So, no worries, mate.
I'll speak
to you later
soon. Ta-ra, kid.
Okay, mate.
Okay, we've got another caller. I'm going to get all my other things on in a minute. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Luca.
How are you, mate?
Good.
How you feeling? Happy?
Yeah, really happy.
Yep. So, Unai Emery we're talking about tonight. 3 years since he's come to Aston Villa. What are your favourite memories and what are your favourite parts of Unai Emery's reign at Villa?
I'd probably have to go. One of them, obviously, a PSG game.
Yeah.
But I think one of them as well is the first game where it's Man United at home.
Yeah.
We won.
Yep.
That kind of started.
I've just got another call, Luca. I'm just going to put him on hold and I'll come back to you. 2 seconds.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello, Justin.
Is that Joe?
It certainly is.
Right.
How are you, my friend?
I'm all right. I've just got Luca on. I'll just finish talking to Luca. I'll come back to you. You all right for a minute?
Yes, certainly, Justin.
Right.
No problem.
Bear with, Joe. Super Joe, that was. Luca, sorry, mate. Go on. I think you was making a good point about that first game. It set a marker down, didn't it?
Yeah.
It sort of said, you know what? I'm here not to mess about. We're in our home record against United before that. was absolutely dreadful. I think we all was a bit worried about that game, but it 100% set a marker down for his tenure, didn't it?
Yeah, he's always very good in interviews. He just put certain things like the Bizot one was funny.
Yeah, oh yeah, Marco Bizot.
Yeah.
I think one of the things reading the book that's come out about him, for the Game Balaguer book, is I get this feeling he's a really sort of gentle, kind, sort of doesn't lose his temper kind of guy, and that's the sort of aura he gives out when you listen to him post match, pre-match press conference and stuff. But he's not. I tell you what, behind the scenes, he gives as good as he's got, and if he's annoyed, he gets very annoyed, and he gives some shit out, honestly. And I think like that incident yesterday with Sancho coming on, then going off again, he didn't shake his hand, which I've got no problem with. You know, if a player comes off and he's happy to come off, then he shouldn't be playing. I think he would sit him down today, and he'll say, "Look, I understand you're annoyed," and they'll talk it out. And I think that's one of his strengths. His man management skills. He's absolutely excellent.
There's one thing not to shake, like, manager. He didn't shake Barkley's hand, I don't think, either.
I think he was just annoyed, mate. And like I say, you know, any footballer that, you know, it's not a nice thing to get to be substituted on and then substituted off. It's one of the things that footballers don't like.
He'll soon learn.
Yeah, look, it was a tactical decision, and Emery will sit him down and he'll say, "Look, I know you didn't like it. You know, I'd rather have not had to do it, but in my opinion, at that moment, this was the best move for me to get the game won, and it got the game won. So I think he can, you know, if we'd have gone on and lost it, then I think he'd have said, "Well, why did you take me off?" But it's just a tactical decision. Who would you say his best signing is?
Well, probably Powell.
Yeah. He has made some fantastic signings. Morgan
think,
Rogers, maybe?
Yeah, Rogers is up there.
Yeah.
I just think Powell, he's been in the gym.
He does.
He's been
more physical, doesn't he? Yeah.
He's been able to handle strikers or wingers a lot better this season.
Yeah. Which was the big criticism of Powell, wasn't it? You got to be more physical. Your physicality's got to be better.
He's putting blocks in and stuff, and
he is absolutely magnificent, mate. He's been. I love Pau Torres. You know, as a footballer, he's great, and if he can improve his defensive side a little bit more, then he's world class, isn't he?
I'm happy with Mings, but the one thing having Mings and Martinez in the same team is it's too slow out the back.
Look, there's a place for Mings. There is a place for Mings in this squad.
Yeah.
He's not first choice. He's backup.
No.
Pau Torres is first choice left-sided player against if we need to go and win a game, Pau Torres has to play. For me, Tyrone Mings is a phenomenal servant to Aston Villa. And if we got an injury at the back, if Torres is injured and we need him, he will step up. He will put a shift in. Honestly, you cannot let players like him leave the club. He's a warrior, and there's still a place for him.
You look at West Ham, they let most of their leaders go, and look what they are now.
Oh God, yeah, you have an absolute nightmare if you let your proper leaders go. Right, Luca, I better go because Joe's holding on and he's calling me from Spain. Would you believe? So I don't want his phone bill's going to be through the roof. So I've got to be careful.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right, Luca, thanks for phoning as always, mate.
Up the Villa.
Up the bloody Villa, mate. Right, Joe, how are you?
Hello, Just.
How are you?
Hello, Justin. I'm well. How are you?
How's Spain? What's the weather like, mate?
Yeah, well, I'm sitting in the garden in my Macron Villa body warmer because it's a bit chilly at night.
My heart bleeds for you, Joe.
Yeah, the rain's coming in tomorrow for a week, so it's not going to be great. And so this is all about Unai, isn't it? In his 3 years of tenure.
Yes.
Fantastic. I mean, I've sort of had gentle arguments, not arguments, because I suppose you can't really take away the fact that Ron Saunders won the big league in '81 when we picked Ipswich for the title. And, of course, his team, although Tony Barton oversaw everything, taking nothing away from Tony Barton, but it was Ron's team, of course, that won the European Cup when we were there in Rotterdam. So basically, obviously allegiance sort of swings to us Oldens towards Ron Saunders, should I say?
Yeah.
But there is an argument in my mind to say that Unai would run alongside him. I know that won't be popular opinion. People might say, "How can you possibly say that?" And I'm not going to bulk against anybody saying that Ron Saunders is the greatest manager that we've ever had, because obviously the statistics show that and prove it. But what Unai has done for this club with predominantly Steven Gerrard's squad and still starting members of certainly of the defence and all through the team was played under Steven Gerrard, that Unai Emery, what he's actually done with players like Ezri Konsa, Matty Cash this season, people are now seeing the fruits of his labour. He's been sensational. There's been, the man's a genius. That's all. That's my opinion, humble opinion. But I just think he's absolutely fantastic. And obviously there were big tests last year, with expectation and with PSG and that wonderful night when I was in the stadium, and so were you, when we came back from the death and all looking at each other when Rashford pulled that ball back for Ezri Konsa to score. Still half an hour left on the clock and you're thinking, we're going to do this. And they went on to win the final emphatically. That could have been us and what have you. But I think his biggest test was this year when the unrest at the start of the season with the poor start and everybody sort of saying, has he lost the dressing room, and Watkins has been tapped up by so-and-so, and Morgan Rogers has had his head turned on England duty, which seemed to be affecting his form and all the rest of it. But he sort of kept his powder dry, kept a cool head, and now we're seeing after that unbelievable performance yesterday when everyone and everything had to be so on the money. I was so proud to be a Villa fan yesterday, Justin, as I always am. What a performance. There you go.
Joe, as always, talking sense. You've been around a long, long time, much longer than I have. So, I always bow to your knowledge of Aston Villa, especially before I used to go. But I don't think you're wrong in saying what you're saying about the Saunders comparison, because I think where Emery now sits, he's sort of in the pantheon of Villa managers. We are now comparing him with the very best of the best, and the best of the best is Ron Saunders. You're talking trophy-winning managers now. In my time, Graham Taylor, what he did, getting us promoted, getting us to second, Ron Atkinson, getting us runners-up, winning a trophy. Brian Little winning us a trophy. We had a great time under John Gregory for a while. For a bit, we've had one or two others sort of doing all right. But I think he sort of bypassed all of them now. And I think he is now, you're talking in the category of, if he was to win a trophy, let's say he wins the Europa League this year, then I think he's got to be pretty close to Ron Saunders, hasn't he?
Well, it's just what he's seemingly managed to. I mean, look how he's invigorated the fans. Look what his passion. And obviously it's a little bit of a difficult line, Justin, where it's going in and out a little bit. But I got 95% of what you said there. Yeah. But the previous caller is a gentleman I've heard speak before, and he speaks very passionately and well. And I heard him say earlier on that Unai sleeps with his laptop underneath his bed. And he probably does, and he's probably got wall charts out, and his wife's saying, "You fancy a spaghetti bolognese?" And he's saying, hang on. It's one of them where he's all in, isn't he? Yeah. And I think it rubs off on us. And when you think back to the likes of when Newcastle came to Villa Park and Man City last year, and we just brushed them aside, didn't we? Yeah. And you're looking around and you're thinking, we were 24 hours away from extinction almost, or from administration when Wes and when the two new owners came in, and those were dark days, and we had a lot of dark days over the last. You tell me how many years, Justin. I'm getting old now.
10, 15 years, yeah.
Well, exactly, and it was doldrums, weren't it? And
yeah.
We had no bragging rights, and we couldn't get to work the next day, and And now Unai's come in, and he's a breath of fresh air, and it seems like he's in for the long haul, which is he was the most important one to stay of all for me.
Yeah,
and then suddenly 3 weeks later, we're now riding a bit of a crest of the wave again, aren't we? And to beat Man City yesterday, our series of statement wasn't as if we didn't deserve it, Justin, was it?
No.
Let's have it.
We were the better side.
Let's have it right, absolutely. Apart from the offside one where Haaland's bundled it in at the far post, I can't really think of too many times when Unai was tested.
No, he wasn't. But when you think what he's achieved, when you think what he's achieved in these 3 seasons, 3 consecutive top 6 finishes, semi-final of the FA Cup, semi-final of the Conference League, quarter-finals of the Champions League, 3 consecutive European qualifications. I think he's got the highest win percentage of any Aston Villa manager in Premier League history, which is the high 50% marks. And all this from a standing start of 17th and inheriting a squad that Steven Gerrard basically said that was rubbish and needs full replacing. So, and like you say,
I think you've hit the nail on the head completely there, and those statistics are so impressive. And the really mouth-watering thing about it all is that there's so much more to come. Once we can alleviate these PRS or PSR, whatever it's called, problems, it's just great times to be a Villa supporter. Well, it's fantastic speaking to you, and thanks very much for allowing me, for answering the call. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. And up the Villa, mate.
Joe, it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. If you haven't already, go and watch my episode with Joe. And we've already penciled in another part 2, haven't we, Joe, when you get back from Spain?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that in December. Yeah, December, if we can do it then.
Yes,
just
we will.
I'm over the moon to be able to tell the old stories about growing up around the ground and all the jobs I had as a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy down there, and all the different managers. And fantastic. Thanks very much, and all the best up the Villa, and all the best safe on to all Villa fans. We're all proud of this club. Fantastic club at the moment, aren't we? God bless you all.
Love to the family, Joe. Speak to you soon, mate.
Yeah, and the same to you. Thank you very much indeed.
No problem, pal. Super Joe, that was. Super Joe. Right, we need to get the PAs in a bit of work here. So I put this picture earlier on X. Now, if you can find, you can come up. Right, we'll just... hold on a minute. Where's this one from? Let's bring them in. Hello.
Hello, Justin.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
2 seconds. I'll just bring you in. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
I hear you.
Hey, who's this?
It's Peter Collins calling from New Hazelton, British Columbia, Canada.
Wow, we have a Canadian on the line. Peter, thank you so much for calling in. That's very kind of you.
Well, I've been trying over and over for the last several episodes, and I finally figured out how to get the number to go. So
okay.
Great to hear your voice from around the world.
It's amazing to talk to you, Mark. Honestly, it absolutely gobsmacks me that anybody from literally further than Cannock phones me, let alone someone from the other side of the world. What's the time over there, Pete?
Oh, what is it? I'm 7 hours behind you. What is it? 1:30 right now, I think.
Oh, okay. So 1:30 in the afternoon.
And
what's the weather doing?
It's not too bad. It's been cooling down. We're getting towards winter time here, so we've had a bit of freezing. No snow yet.
Oh, so very similar to the British weather then.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so you're obviously a big Villa fan then, Peter.
I've been following Villa since the Martin O'Neill years. I remember, I think It would have been maybe Gabby Agbon-Lahore's first or second season with the club.
Right.
When I started following them.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So these last few years have been special, that's for sure.
They have indeed. Have you had a chance to come over to a game yet?
Yes, we made it over 2 years ago. My wife and I came over, and we had a wonderful time visiting Birmingham, and made it up to see. Well, it wasn't the greatest game. We lost 4-0 to Spurs, but we were in Villa Park, and it was a special day.
Brilliant. So, do you know Peter then? Peter, the Holy Trinity.
Oh, the other Canadian.
Yes.
The other Canadian Peter. No, I've never met him. He's down in Vancouver, but I did go down to. There's a pub down in Vancouver where the Vancouver Lions Club meet. And I went down there and met a bunch of the guys there. There was a fellow, Dan Lowry, who runs the club down there, and he helped us get our tickets at Villa Park and everything. And
fantastic,
great guy.
I'll have to put you in touch with Pete then. Pete's a good friend of mine, Pete Shard, and I know him very well. And when he comes over to England, I always go out and have a meal with him and his lovely wife. So I'll have to put you in touch with him because, two Peter Canadian Villa fans, there can't be that many of them knocking about, can there?
Well, we're a special breed.
You are a special breed, mate. So if I ask you what your favourite memory of Unai Emery at Aston Villa is, what would it be?
That's a tough one. I'm thinking the year we got to good grief. Oh man, there's a lot.
That's the problem.
One of the games when it would have been one of like the victories over Man City, or Arsenal, when we were just. It seemed like nothing was going to stop us there. But last year, even we just were on a roll, and he gets the most out of the players.
Yeah,
I think of someone like John McGinn who I don't know how he would go on other clubs, but Emery gets the best out of him, and he's become a great leader for the team, and just an example for everyone. You watch McGinn just put it all on the pitch every match, every time he's out there, and you have to think that the rest of the squad are taking inspiration from him. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I think McGinn, he is, when you look back at McGinn's time at Villa, it is unbelievable what he's achieved at Villa. When he came in the Championship under Steve Bruce, he has stepped up to every single level that's been asked of him. And now, God knows how many years on from when he signed, he's still producing week in, week out, and as the club captain as well. And he deservedly leads that team. He's the heartbeat of Villa. I said the other day, he's the soul of Aston Villa at the moment, John McGinn. He's everything you want out of a captain, isn't he?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And there's other, all those guys that are still with the club that came up, I think they're all just have become better players under Emery, Ezri Konsa, Ollie Watkins, Matty Cash, all of those guys seem to me, they're playing as well as they've ever played. I'd like to see a few more goals from Watkins, but
we all would. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he just improves everybody that works under him, and I think to have that as ability as a manager, to come in and sign 2 players in the January window when he came in. One of them barely played, and then obviously Moreno played a bit. And to take us from 17th to Europe, I think that at that point then we should have realised. Well, I think a lot of us probably did realise. Oh my God, we really have somehow got an unbelievable. And tell you what, you've got to thank one man for that, Nassif Sawiris, because I keep quoting the book because I've learned so much from this book. If you get a chance, get in Balagay's book because it is brilliant. But Nassif Sawiris literally moved heaven and earth to bring Unai Emery in. You know, he was very, very poorly the day he went to meet Unai Emery, and his wife begged him not to go and meet him because he was really poorly. And he said, I've got to go for the good of the club. We have to get this man in. And he went and met him, and he persuaded him to come. He basically gave him a blank piece of paper, and he said, whatever you want, you can have. And he just, you know, that was it. The rest, as they say, Peter, is history.
And now I'm going to say it, we're perennial European contenders now.
Yeah.
3 years in a row, and right now, the way we're starting to click again, I think it's fair for us to have the same expectations for this season. And long may that continue, hey?
So where do you reckon we could finish this season? What would your sort of hopes be now, given, you know, our recent run of form? I know it's hard because, you know, we could go into a bad run for a couple of 3 games and then everybody drops off again. But where realistically can you see us finishing this season?
Well, I always think we're going to win every match, Justin.
You and me too,
I'm an eternal
Pete.
optimist.
You and me too. You're in the right place for that, mate.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll get back to that, but I'd like to see. I mean, we'll finish 5th, 6th for sure, but I think we can realistically aim for 4th.
Gary on the comment section said 2nd is not impossible. Would you agree?
Absolutely not. No, the top teams aren't running away from us, right?
No.
So even though we had that bit of a speed bump at the beginning of the season, we're hitting form. I mean, there's the top 12 are on 15 or better right now, or something like that. 14, 15 points. I mean,
we're only 3 points off second.
Any team needs to step up, and there's no reason why it won't be us.
We've got one comment saying first or Unai out, lol. That's a bit harsh.
Yeah. So anyway, Justin,
okay.
the main reason I wanted to call you, Justin, was just to say that I've watched a lot of Luke's podcasts and you guys on there, and that's kind of been the big impetus that's made me really expand my fanship, I guess, of being be more of a rabid fan, if you will. But your positivity and just the way that you communicate with the fans and are a spokesperson for all of the Villa fans, I just really applaud you. And I love your show. I love everything you're doing on it. I love this call-in format. And most of all, I love the positivity. I can't handle listening or following when the fans of the team are starting to go down that negative road. Like, this is your club. These are the guys you root for. Why would you be saying negative things about them, you know? And you never do that. You're always the most positive, and I really appreciate that, Justin. And it was great to get a chance to call in and chat with you. And my wife and I are definitely planning a return trip to Birmingham. We loved it, our time there a couple of years ago. And we want to come back and see another match at Villa Park. And just get to know that whole area more.
Well, Peter, that's very, very, very kind of you to say. I appreciate everything you've said. I've never put myself as being a spokesperson for Villa fans. I just give my opinion, and if people agree with it, I love that. I love your passion. I love that your passion has been supercharged by watching us guys over here. And if you ever get to come over again, please let me know, and I'll come and meet you, and we'll have a pint and we'll have a chat, if that sounds all right.
Well, that'd be fantastic. I'd love it.
Smashing.
Yeah, and I'd like to hopefully meet up with Luke after the match outside the Villa Park there one time too.
Yeah, that'd be no problem. We can sort that out. Yeah. Well, don't forget, you can phone in any time on a Monday, mate. We're going to be doing every week. There is some bad news coming up, though, Peter. I am actually going on holiday very soon, so we're going to be missing one Monday very soon. But I've worked the holiday out, so I'm only missing one Monday night phone-in. Don't tell the wife, she's at work at the moment. So we did a 10-day or 11-day holiday, and I made sure there's only one Monday missing. So that's the dedication to the to the Monday night phone-in, that is.
What does she do that she's working at this time of night
She
over
works
there?
at the local supermarket, but this is her last. Mondays and Tuesday nights she works till 10, which we hate, and she is she's packing up on a Monday and Tuesday night soon. She's managed to move a shift to a day shift, so it'll be fantastic to have her home in the evenings because I hate her going to work at night, especially in the winter. Getting home late at 10 o'clock, it's not very nice. But yes, thanks, Peter.
Yeah, really.
Appreciate
Thanks
your call,
again,
mate.
Justin,
And please phone in again. Please do.
You bet. I will.
Okay,
Up
mate.
the Villa.
Up the Villa. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? We had an American call. Right, quickly. I put this on X, and if you can come up with a better comment than these four, then you get to win a prize. But if you don't, if you think one of these four is better, I'll get this. If you think one of these calls is better, right, let me just put Joe, tell Joe to hold on a sec. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, Joe.
Hey, how's it going? It's not too late to call in, is it?
No, it's not. Could you just give me 1 second, Joe, while I just do a bit of a thing? Hold on a sec.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Good lad.
Put me
2
on hold.
seconds. Right, Joe. So, basically, if you can come up with a better... what do you call it? A comment or what these guys are saying? I can't get my words out here. If you come up with something better than one of these four, you win a prize. If not, I know that Angie's in the building and Rob's in the building. If you vote on which of these four you think is the best one, then caption. Thanks, Rob. For God's sake. Which caption is better than these four, or should we just go with one of these four? Because I did put it on X. Actually, we'll just go with these four. Put one in. If you can think of one, put it on there. So, Rob, if you can you just get the vote in for Perry, Danny, Algie, or Espen? Which one you think is the best? Okay. And then there's a book, which I'll show you in a minute, which I'll send to the winner. Christ. Right, let me just give this other person a hold. There's too much going on here. Hello.
Hello.
Who's this?
It's Bookie.
Bookie. Right. You unfortunately,
hold, yeah?
you're going on hold. Good lad.
Sounds good to me.
He knows the score. Right. Right. Joe, are you still there? No, he's on hold. Mute. Joe, are you unmuted?
I'm good now, I think.
Jesus.
Am I
right.
muted?
Sorry, Joe. Right, we're sorted. How are you, Joe? You all right, mate?
Yeah, not too bad at all. I mean,
Good
not
lad.
bad when you wake up on a Sunday in which you have a wedding that evening, a second in the week, and your fiance and yourself get to watch the match on our own phones together. She was watching it in the Spanish commentary, and I was watching the English commentary.
Fantastic.
That was fun.
That's fantastic. And it was a fantastic performance as well, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely incredible. I think that's one of the more complete performances we put out in a long time, because defensively it was really solid, but we played through a press really well. We created some really good chances, and our set pieces were on point for once, which is great.
I think our set pieces have been pretty good, to be fair, overall. I think we tried something different, and I mean, I think Cash came out after and said that, they didn't mean it, but, the whole idea of that move was to roll it into Morgan Rogers, and Rogers, should have swept it in like Cashy did, but it was a fantastic goal, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, overall, to be clear, our set pieces under McPhee have been good. It's just this season, they've been a little lacking compared to what we've used to. But I think I've just found out the other day that McPhee has been absent for a few games. That's probably why. Yeah,
he hasn't been on the touchline, has he? I wonder if he's away on international duty or not very well.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
But
so
either way, I'm glad to have him back.
What's been your favourite memory of Unai Emery then? What's been your favourite bit of him?
I mean, it's a really tough one, that question, isn't it? like, because he's just given us so much over the years. But I think this is quite a sentimental one. But, you know, me having moved away from my home country, right, I'm like now over 1,000 miles away from my family. And ironically enough, like, with how good we've been under Emery, it's just brought me closer to my dad and my uncle and other parts of my family, like my cousin, for example. Just because now we get to, like, actually enjoy the Villa for the first time in my lifetime, which I haven't lived as long as some other Villa fans who have been fortunate to see us win a lot more.
Mm.
The only trophy that we've won as long as I've been in existence was the 96 Cup. And that was because I was in my mother's womb at Wembley when that happened. So
was it really?
I've not seen us win.
Are you claiming that then?
Yeah,
You're claiming
my
that?
mom was pregnant with me while at Wembley while we won that cup. And that's the only thing we've won as long as I've been... I wasn't alive at the time, as long as I've existed, really. But, you know, it's just brought us so much closer before.
Yeah.
I think it just has to be that. But if it has to be on pure footballing terms, then I want to say the first time we beat City, because that was like, I mean, this one was a good performance, but it was a different kind, because this one, you know, we had to have some endurance, we had to have some character.
Yeah.
And the first one, we just played them off the fucking park. Sorry, excuse my friend. We played them off the park completely. Like, they didn't have a sniff at us the whole game. And this time was, you know, it was a good performance. I loved it.
Yeah.
But there was something so special about that one, because that was when people started taking notice of us after that. People thought, oh, okay, this isn't just a fluke.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that first one against them, where we absolutely we just took them to the cleaners, didn't we? It was a fantastic performance. So who would you say would be his best signing at the Villa?
I'm gonna go with Tielemans. I know a lot of people have said how today, but Tielemans, especially last season, I think it's got forgotten a lot at the moment because, you know, obviously he's been out for this season.
Yeah.
But last season, he was the best midfielder in the league. Yeah. Like, the stats will tell you that. He was the best midfielder by a long way, and he was good at every aspect of it.
Yeah.
He was good at the defensive side. He could create assists. He scored some beautiful goals. He was on corners. He was on set pieces. He just did everything.
And when you think we've got to him to come back in the team as well, he hasn't really played much this season, has he?
I know. I mean, that's the other thing, is that you look at how many midfielders we've got that we basically got for free. You got Lamar Bogard, academy, there for free. You got Tielemans, free agent. Kamara, free agent. Onana's the only one we spent any money on. And I loved your piece on Onana the other few weeks where you said that, like, he's got so much more to give and our fans need to give him more time. And I was saying that for a long time myself. And I think yesterday just proved that. It really did, because Onana was an absolute beast. That's the Onana we signed.
Mate, and he's got everything.
How does Tielemans fit in?
Well,
I think he has to go back in the number 10.
It's a squad game, mate. That's what it is. It's a squad game. You know, we've got players that in all positions. We've got players that can come in and do jobs. We've got players, 5 substitutes. We're going to need as many people as we can. I do think, even though I was really pissed off we went out the League Cup, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I think we can go deep in Europa League. I want us to really concentrate on the FA Cup once again. We went to the semis last year. It'd be nice to go a little bit further than that this year. So I think, we need everybody fit and healthy. So the fact that you got the likes of Yuri Tielemans, who was double player of the year last year, who, is out, then it's only going to improve us when he comes back.
I wasn't too fussed about being out of the League Cup, to be completely 100% honest. As much as it would have been lovely to win it, and I know we can't turn our noses up at any silverware at the moment, I just don't think we're at a place at a club where we can take 4 competitions seriously. I think 3 is the maximum.
Yeah, I agree. Right, Joe, I better go because I've got Bookie holding on, mate. Thanks ever so much for calling in. You got any more weddings this week, or you just had the 2?
No, it was just those two.
Okay.
The first one was a very different vibe, the Vegas one from
Vegas.
this one.
Well, that's the place to get married, isn't it? Vegas.
Yeah, to get married by Elvis Presley, like my fiance's brother did.
Fantastic. The real
He's
Elvis.
a City fan, by the way, so
Elvis is
I was able to give him a lot of stick.
Elvis is a City. Oh my God. Definitely.
Oh, not Elvis. Sorry, no, my fiance's brother is.
Okay, mate. Thanks a lot for calling, Joe. I'll speak to you again soon.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Up the Villa. Mr. Bookie, sorry for holding you on, my old China.
No worries, mate.
How the devil?
That's a very good call. I'm good, mate. You?
I am bloody marvellous, mate. Absolutely marvellous.
That feel-good factor is well and truly
nice,
back.
Isn't it? It's nice to have that feeling, isn't it? After the first few weeks.
3 weeks ago was crisis. What crisis?
Well, 4 days ago was crisis, mate. After the bloody go-ahead Eagles game, when I was trying to call for calm, it was for me, it was a freak result, just a freak result.
Of course,
it happens in football, and I think yesterday's performance, if anything, just shows that. We are every now and again you just put a performance in when you sort of get to the final whistle and you sit there looking at the screen thinking, how on earth did that happen? My eyes are deceiving me. There's no way we should have lost that game. So, 9 times out of 10 we win it comfortably, don't we?
Of course we do. And Gaz and I were sort of looking as well, and we sort of said, you know what, if we have to go through a whole tournament and lose one game or something, it's rare that you win every single game, and you have to lose one, then do you know what, let it be against them, and let's really use that as a stepping stone, rocket up the backside to say, we've got to now get our heads right for these other fixtures that we've got. Let's beat Maccabi Tel Aviv at home, and let's go and put in a performance in Basel, and let's use that as the line in the sand and say, look, we can't let complacency get to us. So, but you know what? It is what it is. We move on, and as Emery always says, the league positions are more important than anything. So that's been proven with these massive wins.
Yeah, I agree. I think he alluded to that as well about these throwing these little wobbly losses in. I think we had one in the Conference League when we lost one we shouldn't have lost, one in the Champions League early doors where we shouldn't have lost. So I think you're going to get these weird anomaly games. I always point back to that Celtic Barcelona game. I don't know whether you remember that one, where they got absolutely annihilated. I think they're about 100 shots Barca. Celtic have won 1-0. It just happens, I think you can't lose your shit about it. I think if you lose 5 of them on a row, that's when you start thinking, oh Christ, what's happening here? But overall, I think over the last after 4 games we had 3 points. After 4 games, after 5 games we had 3 points, didn't we? 3 draws and 2 losses. And at that point, people were starting to question. I think I reposted actually that article that I wrote on Substack after that game on. Oh, I can't remember which one it was now. It was after the Sunderland game. That was it. We know when he walked off the pitch, and everyone said, he's annoyed, he's pissed off, he's had enough now, blah, blah, blah.
He's going to be gone by tomorrow.
That's it, yeah. Oh, that's disgraceful, it's disrespectful. And I wrote an article, let me just try and find the name of it. You never find these things, can you, when you want them? It was something like, it's time for I've got to find it now. Time for steady heads and steadfast hearts. It was basically saying Emery wasn't pissed off. He knew exactly what he wanted. If anything, he was marching down the tunnel to redouble his efforts and say, right, how do we get this back on track? And there wasn't a manager in the world I would want in charge more than him. So what has been your sort of favourite Emery memories? Has there been a press conference or something he said or a game?
No, I think it's just been on the result side. That goal at PSG when we went 1-0 up was the most. That was just as a fan travelling and watching us home and away over the years, to have those celebrations at that away end and to feel like we had reached the big time like that. I mean, the whole of the Champions League was huge. It really put us on the map as a club, and just going to these places like PSG and bringing them back to Villa Park. Yeah, it was great to be in Villa Park, just to go at 1-0 up and feel like, you know what, this is what these Man Uniteds, Liverpools, Chelsea and Arsenal have done over all these years, and now it's finally our turn. And then to beat them at home, even though we didn't, didn't get overall, but like what your guys, one of the previous callers turned around and said, you know, that was a massive result of beating us beating them at home, and then we wanted them to go on and win it because, you know, if you're going to lose, you might as well lose to the winner. But one of the most defining moments for me, mate, was I don't know if people remember it. There was a week in which we beat Man City at home 1-0. And then the week, I think that was on the Tuesday. Arsenal. And then the Saturday, we played Arsenal. And we beat them 1-0 McGinn with that goal. Yeah. And that, for me, just sort of said, we mean business here. Everyone talked about that Arsenal 2-0. But that was, for me, those two games was like, this is big.
There's certain moments when you start thinking, we've broken through the glass ceiling here now. You know, these wins aren't just... Like you see you see it. Like I'm not disrespecting Sunderland, but that the win against Chelsea at the weekend, you're going, wow, that was a great win. But you sort of think, well, that they're not going to continue that going all season. But when Villa did that in that week and won 2 in a row against 2 really, really top sides, and I think we've continued to do it since. And the sort of evolution of finishing in the top 6 for 3 years, European qualification for 3 years, and then when you hear the likes of Pep coming out after the game saying Villa are a Champions League team, you know now we've bridged the gap. We've bridged the gap to the top side, and we're in that category now.
Just to flip the coin, mate, slightly as well. We were walking back through Deventer on Friday morning, and I said to the couple of the lads, I said, just take this in. I said, because 3 seasons ago, this was a dream, and I said it can get taken away very quickly. Yep. I'm not saying it will with Emery, but as fans, we have got to understand like this is amazing, and we have to enjoy every single second of it. And when there is, like you said earlier, when there is a bad time, you just got to sort of knuckle down and say, do you know what, we've got to go again, because it's easy for us just to throw our dummy out the pram and say, this person's got to go, or this person's awful. Look at the turnaround some of these players have had, like Matty Cash. And these, like the way Silliman has come on a free and done what he's done, and Watkins is having a bit of a downtime at the minute, but we all believe that he's going to come good again. So Emery's got this way of dealing. I think I saw on Twitter earlier the way that it all makes sense why Emery's trusts these players that have been there through these last 3 seasons, and maybe why he doesn't want to chuck Elliott in at the deep end, because he's installed this thinking into them and this sort of like mentality that they're trying to make him think like he does, and they know his game plan, they know the high line, they know how we work, and he wants to really install this into these players, and he trusts them.
Mate, you make some, as always, wonderful points, and I think you are the epitome of the modern fan. Go everywhere with the club. You put your money where your mouth is. You travel everywhere with them, and some of the points you made are brilliant. I was unfortunately, when last time we qualified for Europe regularly back in the 90s, it wasn't a good time for me because I just sort of, my work life had started kicking off, steady wife and kids were on the way, and I couldn't get to away games. So my one bucket list thing was getting to an away European game. So last season in the Champions League, I said, I've got to get to at least one of these games. And luckily enough, I got a ticket for the Monaco game. And it was, honestly, I cannot explain traveling abroad, so I can't think what it's like for you guys that go to all the games, as many as you possibly can. I'll try and get to another one this year if I can. If not, fine, I'll get to one next year. But it's phenomenal, mate. And on your Emery points on the management side of things, and there's been a lot written about Harvey Elliott today, and I've tried to sort of come back at a few, and the Sancho thing as well. People are slagging him off, and a lot of the mainstream media coming out saying, he got brought on and brought off. They do not understand Unai Emery. It is embarrassing for mainstream media that don't understand the man. He does not give a toss about, who I'm bringing on, bringing off. He's got a team. He's got a squad. He analyses the game. And at that moment, he looked at what the team needed to get over the line in the game, and he wanted him and him on, and he felt the best thing to do was to take him and him off. It wasn't a personal attack on Sancho. It was a tactical decision in the moment.
Just take the emotion out of it. He just takes the emotion out and says, this is what we're doing.
It happened that Sancho was playing in a position that he felt he needed a more defensive-minded player. So he said, right, we'll make the move. And Sancho wasn't happy, and I wouldn't expect him to be happy. But he come off, and he'll be spoken to today, and he'll be told, it happened to Rodgers. I think it was at the Luton game when it happened to Rodgers. Come on, and he came off. He came on for Ramsey, didn't he, early when Ramsey got injured? And then he basically spent half an hour, 40 minutes. Didn't really impact the game. And then he said, right, we'll bring him off. And then afterwards, we'll sit him down and we'll talk about it, which they do. And we'll tell him exactly what we expect out of him. And then next time, it'll be better. But this crap about, somebody's put on that Mbeumo have scored 4 goals this season, which is more than Sancho scored in his first so many months. I looked into Sancho when he signed for Villa, and his first 9 months at Manchester United, after scoring 50 goals and 130 odd games for Dortmund, his first 9 months at Manchester United, he had 4 managers. How on earth can anybody get any kind of form together when you change your manager every 3 months? It's embarrassing.
And you've got Rashford there as a perfect example of how this has worked. Yeah. So, it's not like this is unproven. This has happened, in the last season.
It's a cesspit, Manchester United. And he's in the right place.
The media don't want to achieve either, because I think with what happened at Arsenal and the way that happened.
Yeah.
But you know what? As we said the last couple of seasons, let's go under the radar. And we'll carry on doing what we're doing. Just a quick point on yesterday's performance.
Yep.
Just that defensive performance I thought was huge. Attacking wise, we've been great. But yesterday, that defensive performance was unbelievable. That's one of the best defensive performances I've seen from us in a long, long time. The old Villa would have been 92nd minute. That Haaland goal would have stood because we haven't kept the high line.
Yep.
And it would have been an equaliser. And the other thing, one other quick point is, I'll tell you what, these results that we slipped up earlier in the season, Sunderland away, they weren't a bad point now looking at it.
No, it wasn't.
And then you got Brentford then beat Liverpool at home.
Yep.
I know obviously we lost there, but then it's just, it's crazy how the season's working. So let's just keep plodding through, see what we can get on Saturday and go again.
Absolutely, mate. We must catch up soon, mate. Thanks ever so much for calling in. Really appreciate it, mate. I love your passion. I love your love of the Villa, mate, because we're all the same here. We're a family, and I love this club, and I love everything it stands for. And this moment in our history is something I want to last for a long, long time. I don't want us to be a club that just reacts badly to a little bad run, because I don't see a better manager out there for us at the moment, and for a very, very long time. And I hope he signs a new contract soon. Thanks, Bookie. Okay. Appreciate your call, mate.
Take care, mate.
Speak to you soon.
Take care.
Ta-da. We've had some brilliant callers tonight, haven't we? Absolutely brilliant. I don't even know if I've got any of this in. Joe or Ange, has anybody voted on this yet? Because I've got to give a prize away to one of these 4. Right, we'll make this probably the last caller of the night. Hello? No, he's gone. He's back. Let's have a look. Hello? Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Who's this?
So I'm Henry and I'm from Warwickshire.
Hello,
and I'm
Henry.
a Villa fan since 2016.
You all right, mate?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Where are you calling from? Go
I'm
on.
here to talk about Aston Villa.
Right.
That's why I've called.
Okay. So who's your favourite player?
At the moment, Matty Cash.
Right. And what's your favourite memories of Unai Emery in the last 3 seasons?
Well, probably getting us into the Champions League and getting us deep into that Champions League.
Right. So, what was your first game going down to the Villa?
I actually haven't been to Villa Park at the moment because my
Right.
parents wouldn't let me because I'm quite young.
Right. Okay. And
But
who?
we are actually planning on going later in the season at Villa Park.
Right. And so you're from
we're
Warwick,
actually we're from Warwickshire,
right? Whereabouts in Warwickshire?
near Rugby.
Rugby, lovely, nice part of the world that is.
Yeah.
So, what's your predictions for where do you think we're going to finish this season?
I reckon top 5 actually.
Top 5, like it. I like it. I like your confidence. Can we win the Europa League?
Oh, I'm almost certain we will.
You're almost certain we will. So, can I go? Shall I go and put a bet on it?
I personally think in the top 4,
Yeah.
we'll get semis, and for the group stage, I think if we want to win, I think the only loss we could afford was against Go Ahead Eagles.
Yeah.
But maybe a couple draws, but like not too many.
Right. Okay. I like it. I like it. So we're going to finish in the top 8, qualify without having to go through the qualifier, get to at least the semi-finals, and we're going to finish top 4.
Yeah.
Smashing. Sounds good to me. Thanks for phoning in, pal.
Cheers.
Up the Villa.
And I'll talk later up the fucking Villa.
That's got to be a wind up, hasn't it? It wasn't a no caller ID though. That's the weird thing. It wasn't a no caller ID. Anyway, on that note, oh dear, you got to laugh, ain't you? So anyway, thanks for phoning in, everybody. I've no idea whether we've managed to get. I've no idea who that is, Bookie. I've no idea who that is. Do you know who that is? Does somebody know who that was? Is that so? If that was a wind up, then right. Fires trains. That was you, a nervous person. Right. Well, if that is you, mate, and then I apologise. Everybody gets a fair crack of the whip here. I hope you're okay. I hope you enjoy it, mate. Please phone again soon. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody knows that. We've got some fantastic people here. So up the Villa to everybody. I've no idea whether we've got a vote on this yet. Espen got 2 votes. The rest that have been commented will take me way too long to type out. Thanks, Fire Trains. Good lad. Okay, I'll make a decision on this and I'll message the person back on X then. Thanks for everybody. Yes, please call again, Fires, Trains. Don't be nervous, son. Okay, thank you, everybody, for phoning in now. And I will see you all soon. We've got a busy week coming this week. Obviously, we've got the big game on Saturday evening, Liverpool away. Thank you to this man here for making our dreams come true for the last 3 seasons. From a personal point of view, I couldn't have imagined what would have happened since he took over to now. It has been a wonderful ride so far. It has been a wonderful experience following my club, which I would have followed anywhere, to watch us play anybody at any time. So to have the privilege of living and being around in this era with Unai Emery doing what he's doing with his love for the club, I really felt when Dean Smith reinvigorated us with Jack Grealish as captain and him as the manager, 2 Villa men, born and bred. I didn't think I'd ever have a manager or a feeling where I was as close to the club as I do now under this man. And to have it as a Spanish manager coming into our country and giving us the love that he gives us, the respect that he gives us, and his passion, his energy, his enthusiasm, and his absolute die-hard spirit and just devotion to our club is breathtaking. And what we have now is special, and we have to embrace it, enjoy it, back it, and enjoy every single second of this. So thanks everyone for watching. As always, you're all absolutely brilliant, and I love you all. Up the Villa. I'll speak to you soon.